It's your tuner. Okay. I was like, is that a phone thing?
You may never come home.
Well, they're his super speedy boots.
These are brand new, so it's not going to stop them.
I know.
That's your spot. Yeah, if you're there for him.
That's what I paid for.
I don't have enough to buy it. That's why I sit in the lower section.
Check one.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We begin on page 10 with Hine Matov. And Adam, can I be turned down just a little? Yes, we're going to sing your favorite song. It doesn't actually matter what version of Hine Matov we're singing, as long as it's Hine Matov, it's his favorite song. I'd like to invite up the Mottola Barnes family to light Shabbat candles. Yep. We're on pages 3 and 2.
Okay, Beck, you get to do it this time. Sing, will you do the note?
Well, first you do the reading.
Oh, reading.
Yes, on page 3, pick a reading.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And the translation.
Translation.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen.
We continue on page 12 with Lechune Ranana. Pages 20 and 21, we greet Shabbat as a bride with Lechado D.
Yeah.
Marcy Kaddish, page 26. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabba Belmandi Rab Yurtei V'yamnik Malchutei V'chayei Orlo Lekol U'chayei V'chol Beit Yisrael V'adalam V'ayala U'vizmaram Kahari V'yiveru Amen Ve'shmei Rabba Mevarach Ve'alam Page 36. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Page 41, we join together. Sing the song of people joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. כיוון אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Page 42. Baruch Ata Adonai, Hapares Sukat Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Amo Yisrael Ve'al Yerushalayim. Continue with the Amidah on page 46. Please rise and body your spirit. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor leolam Adonai, mechayem atah rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagas. Somech noflim verofech olim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, vichamocha bal gevurot, umidom elach, melech memit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata l'chayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh ha'achol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'kol yom yahalu chasera. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. We continue with our private prayers. When you've finished with your prayers, you may be seated.
Jacob is so frightened of what he's about to encounter when he meets up with his brother, with Esau, for the first time since he stole Esau's blessing, that he offers this prayer in the middle of the night after splitting up his family and his property into two camps. The words are Katonti mikol hachasadim umikol hamet. I am unworthy of all of the proofs of mercy and all of the faithfulness that you have shown your servant. I realize that you don't actually have the Chumashim in front of you, so I'm just going to sing it again. And yes, you can hum along. How many of us, ourselves or those we love, have this prayer of, save me, please, save me, please. We think of those who are in need of that sense of healing and wholeness, of protection. If there's someone that you're thinking of, I invite you to share their names with us at this time. Joyce, go ahead. through all this, we also take time to share moments of blessing and gratitude from the past week. Anyone have anything they want to share?
My husband and I just celebrated our 30th anniversary.
Our grandson Quinn was awarded the Mary Bridge Children's Hero Award for raising money for the children at Mary Bridge.
It wasn't last week, but I recently went to Israel to volunteer, and I came back, and it was life-changing, and I'm very grateful for the experience.
When I went to sleep last night, I had 4 cats all on top of me.
So it was a 4-cat night?
I just got back from a wonderful quick trip to San Diego where I was attending the convention of the National Association of Temple Administrators. So I have a lot of ideas of things that I want to do here based on conversations that I had there, and made a lot of friends. It was fun.
Did you meet Sherry? For all these things, we say, Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulachana ele hodot. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. So, as I mentioned, this week's Parsha starts off with this scene of Jacob knowing that he's going to encounter his long-estranged brother for the first time since stealing the firstborn blessing. And the Torah does not typically give much description of people's emotional state. Sometimes it'll have some text that talks about physical things like they were trembling, from which we can understand emotional state, or they'll have the character, the Torah will have the characters say something that indicates feelings, whatever feelings. And here is no different, except that the number of times that we see elements of Jacob's anxiety, it like piles and piles and piles on top of it, so that there is no question that Jacob is beyond anxious. So he says, I mean, it actually does say, this is one of the few places where it does say that he was terrified. And he's so scared that he splits his family and his property into 2 camps, so that thinking that if one camp gets destroyed, at least the other camp will survive. He makes that prayer that I sang for you earlier, where he says, this is chapter 32, verse 11, I am unworthy of all the proofs of mercy and all the faithfulness that you have shown your servant, for I crossed this Jordan with nothing but my walking stick. Right? The first time he crossed the Jordan, all he had was his walking stick, the clothes on his back. Remember, he even only has for a pillow the rock that he pulls up. And now I have become these 2 camps. Save me, I pray, from my brother's hand, from Esau's hand. I am afraid of him, see again, afraid, lest he advance on me and strike me, mother falling with child. And then he sends messenger after messenger after messenger with lots of presents, and says, and just so you know, there are more messengers coming behind me. And the next one comes and says, there are more messengers coming behind me. And the next one comes and says, there are more messengers coming behind me. And then he splits the camp again. This time, the language is funny. It says that he splits the camp in half with the word that means half. But then it describes 3 different camps. So one camp that has Leah and her children, one camp that has the handmaids and their children, and the camp that has Rachel and her child. Right? So it's gotten to this point of such anxiety that the text can't even manage to count properly. And he comes close. Jacob finally approaches his brother. Well, actually, before we get there, we have this episode at the river's edge where Jacob wrestles with an angel, with a person, bless you, with himself. He has a panic attack. He's wrestling with his lesser demons, right? It's not entirely clear who or what he's wrestling with, but he prevails and gets the name Yisrael. I was a little worried there for a second. Gets the name Yisrael, the one who wrestles with God. And then finally, in the morning, even though he's limping, he comes upon Esau, and it's this fascinating text where it says, Vaishakehu, which could mean he bit him or he kissed him. And in the Torah, the way it's written, there are these little diamonds on top of the letters of Vaishakehu. So that's why the rabbis say maybe it was actually that Esau bit him. That's why there are teeth written above the text. But it could also be like the pucker of lips, so we can still play with what it is. Esau's not a vampire, although I'm sure someone could create a really great novel, like young adult fiction with Esau the werewolf or vampire or something. I feel like he'd be more the werewolf because he's hairy, They still love. They do. This entire time, up until we get to this meeting, Jacob is utterly terrified. And even though he is surrounded by family and servants and all of his property, he's grown into these 2 or 3 camps from having just come with his walking stick. He feels utterly alone. Utterly alone. So alone that he can't even recognize that perhaps there is an angel coming to support him and instead wrestles with him. Right? Can you imagine if someone comes and says, hey, I'm here in the middle of the night, but you're also having this nightmare right? Then he starts to attack the person who's coming to support him. So he's so afraid, he feels so alone. And I see this in our world today, in our community today, that people, even surrounded by others, feel utterly alone. People feel like they have no one to reach out to, no one to support them, that they have to face their greatest fears all by themselves. And I think what we see in this parsha is that we are not alone. And perhaps we don't even have as much to fear as we imagine, but especially we are not alone. There are other people with us to support us. We have God, angels, however you want to understand it, with us as we face our fears. And I think also that if we learn to act from a place of abundance, of support, of gratitude, those fears will not be quite as overwhelming, not quite as terrifying as they are when we think we're alone. So I hope for us on this Shabbat that we remember that we are not alone. It's about to break out into the woods there, but I'll spare you. We're not alone. We have each other. We have our friends. We have our family. And even if you don't feel like you have friends or family that you can trust, just ask. And together, we will be able to persevere and prevail. Shabbat Shalom. I will share some of what's going on if I can find my sheet again. It's so amazing how I only have like 4 pieces of paper up here and I still can't find the right one. I've got it. If you want to. Okay, Becca, come on up.
Give you a talking break.
Cool.
Hi, everybody. All right, so this week we have a board meeting on Tuesday. You are welcome to attend that. There is a portion of it where comment from anyone in the community can speak. Their sisterhood will be having an art class Bakasha making on Sunday, December 22nd. There is going to be a community Hanukkah dinner and menorah lighting hosted by the Bethel Temple Youth, aka Betty, on December 27th. I'm very excited about it, and Sisterhood is making the latkes for that. And we have, I think, 1 free ticket left for a person of J-Connect age, which is, now I have a microphone. To Latka Palooza. So this is on Christmas Eve, and you get to hang out with people our age. I don't know, under 40. It's whatever. Yeah. And then finally, we are getting ready to think about Purim. So if you have ideas about Mishloach Manot, please contact the procurement chairs, Janie and Deb Friedman.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to return to our prayer books and rise and body your spirit for Aleinu, page 282.
Mishpachot
thoughts turn to those who have died in recent days and weeks. I just learned this afternoon of the death of Lauren Troy, the mother of Jessica Troy. Hopefully I'll be getting some more information to share with the community soon, although that funeral will take place in Chicago. We are also in the period of Shiva for Judge Leonard I. Shapiro, the father of Laurie Mizrahi, who died last week, and in Shloshim for Ada Belfudel, the mother of Iris. We also think of those who have died at this time in years past. If I say the name of someone you are remembering, I invite you to rise so we can acknowledge you as a mourner. Think of Orrin Barty, Albert Ben Ezra, Richard Burnett, Beatrice Friedman, Wayne Hollingsworth, Val Wayne Hubbard, Barbara Mengel, Abram Plotkin, Evelyn J. Roderick, Gertie Rosefield, Paul Frederick Stoddard, and Frank Sussman. As we think of them, we say Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing. We rise to join our mourners so that no mourner has to stand alone. As we offer the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasai, v'yitadar v'yitalal shmei dekudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say, amen. We'll conclude this evening with Tfilat HaDerech on page 345. This parsha has Jacob on a journey, and there are actually more journeys through the rest of the parsha, so may we also be blessed, just as Jacob was. You may be seated if you'd like.
May we
on sound and tech, Debbie on the keys, and Mark Rutlinger and Ben Meages and Emmett for greeting us this evening. I'd like to invite any of our kids up for Kiddush, page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehillah le'mikra'e kodesh zecher etziat Mitzrayim ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'ratzon hinchatanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avot. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.